For every complex problem there is an answer that is clear, simple, and wrong. Democracy is the theory that the common people know what they want, and deserve to get it good and hard. The whole aim of practical politics is to keep the populace alarmed, and hence clamorous to be led to safety, by menacing it with an endless series of hobgoblins, all of them imaginary. Every normal man must be tempted, at times, to spit on his hands, hoist the black flag, and begin slitting throats. Love is like war, easy to begin but very hard to stop. Bachelors know more about women than married men. If they didn't, they'd be married too. I believe that it is better to tell the truth than a lie. I believe it is better to be free than to be a slave, and I believe it is better to know than to be ignorant. The urge to save humanity is almost always a false front for the urge to rule. Honor is simply the morality of superior men. On some great and glorious day the plain folks of the land will reach their heart's desire at last, and the White House will be adorned by a downright moron. Democracy is the art and science of running the circus from the monkey cage. Nobody ever went broke underestimating the taste of the American public. If, after I depart this vale, you ever remember me and have thought to please my ghost, forgive some sinner and wink your eye at some homely girl. The most dangerous man to any government is the man who is able to think things out, without regard to the prevailing superstitions and taboos. Almost inevitably he comes to the conclusion that the government he lives under is dishonest, insane, intolerable. Love is the triumph of imagination over intelligence. In this world of sin and sorrow there is always something to be thankful for. As for me, I rejoice that I am not a Republican. Every election is a sort of advance auction sale of stolen goods. A judge is a law student who marks his own examination papers. There is always an easy solution to every problem, neat, plausible, and wrong. Life is a constant oscillation between the sharp horns of dilemmas. Every decent man is ashamed of the government he lives under. Democracy is a pathetic belief in the collective wisdom of individual ignorance. Love is the delusion that one woman differs from another. We must respect the other fellow's religion, but only in the sense and to the extent that we respect his theory that his wife is beautiful and his children smart. We must be willing to pay a price for freedom. Puritanism, the haunting fear that someone, somewhere, may be happy. A newspaper is a device for making the ignorant more ignorant and the crazy crazier. It is inaccurate to say that I hate everything. I am strongly in favor of common sense, common honesty, and common decency. This makes me forever ineligible for public office. The older I grow, the more I distrust the familiar doctrine that age brings wisdom. We are here and it is now. Further than that, all human knowledge is moonshine. It doesn't take a majority to make a rebellion. It takes only a few determined leaders and a sound cause. God is a comedian, playing to an audience too afraid to laugh. Marriage is a wonderful institution, but who would want to live in an institution? The worst government is often the most moral. One composed of cynics is often very tolerant and humane, but when fanatics are on top there is no limit to oppression. I believe that all government is evil, and that trying to improve it is largely a waste of time. Wealth, any income that is at least $100 more a year than the income of one's wife's sister's husband. Temptation is a woman's weapon and man's excuse. It is hard to believe that a man is telling the truth when you know that you would lie if you were in his place. The one permanent emotion of the inferior man is fear, fear of the unknown, the complex, the inexplicable. What he wants above everything else is safety. I hate all sports as rabidly as a person who likes sports hates common sense. Most people want security in this world, not liberty. Injustice is relatively easy to bear. What stings is justice. A man may be a fool and not know it, but not if he is married. Immorality, the morality of those who are having a better time. Criticism is prejudice made plausible. Conscience is the inner voice that warns us that someone might be looking. A church is a place in which gentlemen who have never been to heaven brag about it to persons who will never get there. All men are frauds. The only difference between them is that some admit it. I myself deny it. An idealist is one who, on noticing that roses smell better than a cabbage, concludes that it will also make better soup. Democracy is only a dream, it should be put in the same category as Arcadia, Santa Claus, and heaven. Visit our website for more quotes, quoting.com.